Welcome to every hole at Cruden Bay, a member's guide. My name is Ru Macdonald, a 6 handicapper who has been lucky to be a member here since I was a young boy. Former caddie, I've been around this place a few times, and I hope this video will help prepare you for your upcoming round at one of golf's truly special golf courses. It's never easy standing on any first tee, but with the clubhouse to your left and the old clubhouse at your back, it's a nerve-wracking experience. Thankfully, you've got the prevailing wind at your back, and a driver to the left side of the fairway will camber into the centre, leaving you a mid-iron to the green. The opening green here at Cruden Bay is a long one, with 2 pot bunkers guarding the front. Leave the driver in the bag for the second tee shot, a par 4 that only requires a 220-yard shot off the tee, leaving you just a wedge to the green. This unique green site offers a simple task. Can you hit the green from 100 yards? You can't miss right, you can't miss long, and you don't really want to miss left or short, and a very flat putting surface should make for an easy 2-putt. Who doesn't love a drivable par 4? And the third hole is that for almost everyone. With danger lurking left off the tee, be careful with your club selection. The line being just left of the white marker, but out of bounds lurks dangerously close to the left, and large dunes await slice balls to the right. As you crest the hill, take in the view, and you might find your ball resting on the putting surface. As you leave the third green, take a moment to take in the view. Within touching distance is Cruden Bay town, its old fishing village of Port Errol, and the shadows of New Slains Castle, said to be the inspiration for Bram Stoker's book, Dracula. Par 3s don't get much more spectacular than the 4th hole at Cruden Bay. From the back tee, a forced carry is required of at least 190 yards. Never be short here, so always club up. There's a backstop to help your ball back onto the putting surface. From there, you can expect a slippery putt down the hill. Views of the estuary and remnants of the World War II tank trap defences are evident, as well as the original fishing village. If you're looking for a place to stay in Cruden Bay, our 5-bedroom holiday rental is perfect for 4 couples or up to 8 golfers. The 5th hole might have 4 against its par, but in reality it's a par 4.5. Turning into the wind, the 425-yard par 4 always plays long. Buckle up, there's a lot more room to the right off the tee, and a good line is the right greenside bunker. Most will need to chip and putt to save their par. From this angle you can see the original Old Tom Moore's green, which was extended at the back. Rarely is the pin placed down there, but balls that go long normally leave yourself a very tricky up and down. The first par 5, the 6th hole, one of Scotland's great 3-shot holes. Like the 5th, the drive has more room to the right than it may look. A brave player will take on the bunkers with their approach shot, leaving them a wedge to the green. Those that lay back from the bunkers will be faced with a longer third shot, up to 170 yards. An approach shot over the burn. The burn, named Bloody Burn, after a fierce battle which savaged on the links over 1,000 years ago. The battle between the Scots and the Danes was said to be so fierce that in the aftermath of the battle, this particular piece of water ran red with blood, hence the name Bloody Burn. Back to the golf, and this green has 2 tiers. Be sure to find the right tier on your approach. Without question, the most underrated hole at Cruden Bay is the 7th. Uniquely, free of any bunkers. The white marker as you're lying off this tee. Anything too far left and you can't reach the green with your second. Anything too far right leaves you a longer shot. From here, an uphill second shot to a very narrow green, which has severe runoffs on either side. This green site is very narrow, and the punishment for missing the green severely harsh. I always think a 4 is a great score on the 7th hole. There are some holes in golf that look like they've been there forever, and the 8th hole, a drivable par 4, is one of those. Miss the green and you will be left with a tricky chip. The green slopes aggressively back to front, so please be careful when putting. Advice here: if you're playing short right of the green with your drive, grab your putter. From the 8th green, you get your first little sighting of the beach and the climb that waits towards the 9th tee. As you trudge up the hill from the 8th green to the 9th tee, you emerge to an incredible vista. At this point, take note of the bathtub 14th green directly below you. You'll need to know this pin location for later in your round. The drive is trickier than it might suggest. The downhill second shot to a tricky green. The caddie line here is, you've got the whole of Scotland to your right, quite literally. You begin the second 9 holes at Cruden Bay with the downhill par 4 10th. Out of bounds right from the tee, the line here is the bunkers. There's plenty more room left than it might suggest. From here, the approach plays to a raised green, so club up accordingly. The green is wedged at the far end of the property and offers respite from the wind. Enjoy it while you can. The short par 3 11th, which is beautifully framed by a meandering burn which snakes across the front of the green. Anything short of this green gathers into the collection area at the front. From here, never grab a wedge and always grab your putter. If the prevailing wind is in play on the day that you visit Cruden Bay, the 12th hole is the final hole before you make the turn and you've got the wind on your back. The short par 4 is full of character. Take on the green and risk bringing these gorse bushes into play. A layup will leave you 100 yards to one of the most tricky and interesting greens on the golf course. Here we are at the most southerly point of the golf course. From here, you have within 15 miles 3 top 100 golf courses in the world: Trump Aberdeen and Royal Aberdeen, as well as many other fine links golf courses in the region. The par 5 13th is the final par 5 on the golf course. Before starting the turn for home, enjoy the view on this 13th tee, perched on the edge of the beach. A drive of 300 yards here flirts with the burn that crisscrosses the fairway. A good second shot will aim up the left-hand side of the fairway and open up the view to a semi-blind green. Tip: aim left and don't risk a bad bounce off the large dune that guards the front right of this green. I suspect golfers playing Cruden Bay for the first time have never played a hole like the 14th. A notice board at the front of the tee box will inform players of today's hole location, but those that have been listening would have picked the hole location up from the 9th tee box. Remember, if you do find the beach, it's definitely not out of bounds, but I suspect you don't fancy the climb back up. The blind second shot is unlike any you've played. Aiming at the white marker pole, a low running shot into the bathtub green can play up to 2 clubs less than the yardage. Alternatively, if you have a wedge in your hand, the second shot can be flown onto the 45-yard long green, parallel to the beach. The par 4 was famously dubbed by Tom Watson his favourite hole when he visited Cruden Bay in the 1980s. While you probably haven't played onto a green like the 14th, the 15th is equally unique. A blind par 3. Aim over the marker pole. But once you've played it blind the first time, it's never blind the second time. This putting green is the best surface on the golf course. The 16th is the second of back-to-back par 3s. Again, this hole plays around half a club less than the previous 15th. This green runs severely front to back, so expect a slippery putt. The 16th is aptly named Coffins for the 2 grassy bunkers which lie in wait both long and right of the putting surface. Caddie legend has it that the mound in the centre of the 17th fairway is an old Viking burial mound dating back to the Battle of Cruden over 1,000 years ago. The second shot should play half a club longer due to a false front and deep green. This is a tough penultimate hole to the course, and a par is always good here. All good things must come to an end as we play the final hole at Cruden Bay. Aim up the right side. Like the 17th, the second shot plays to a false green. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment or send me an email, and I'd love to help answer your questions